Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once
Welcome.
again to the League of Legends International Collegiate Championship 2016. And again, we're heading into Game 3, and
Game
we
three.
are your shoutcasters. My name is Icon, with me here
Of course.
is Shinbu.
Of
One
course.
for an eye.
One for an eye, ladies and gentlemen. We just came in from that game where our Philippine representative took on Taiwan.
Yeah.
Got Taiwan. It's a game where we entered with a lots of expectations, and we have been on the edge of our seats seeing that game, but unlucky. I mean, we
Yeah,
haven't
some
secured anything
unexpected
yet.
things
Yes.
came up, and
Yes.
the team didn't do as well as we had
Yes.
hoped.
Yes.
But definitely, it's not over for them. This is still the group stage.
We're still in the group stage. We still have a chance, of course. Whenever you have group stage, it's a matter of racking up points.
Yeah.
So for every group stage, we pick up the top 2. So chance of going and back to the group stage are still not that low. So
Yeah.
we still have a good chance with the group stage with regards to the Philippine team. But for today, we have a new set of matches, a new set of teams to prepare for the Game 3 here at LICC 2016. So we're just waiting to head into the drafting phase. But again, this is the English coverage of Garena Philippines Esports for the LOL International Collegiate Championships. And let's get into the drafting phase. Wow. Chinese character.
Yeah, so we have HKC here from China and
Yes.
UPH from Indonesia.
Indonesia.
They're gonna battle it out for
Wow.
Game 3.
I have a very high expectation for China.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing Indonesia for their GPL teams doesn't really shine that much. But of course, college teams are a different story compared to the pro teams.
Yes.
So analyzing the bands here, we have the iterations of a Zedra, of a Jace, of a Syndra. For the side of HKC, we also have a Zyra and an Oriana. All of these picks so far hails from the League of Legends World Championships 2016.
Yeah, definitely.
Prime
Italy
picks.
as well.
Yes,
Joining
Italy as well. Even if we're playing on a 6.21 patch.
Yeah.
Because Worlds was played I think 6.19 or 6.18. So
18,
18. Definitely not on 6.21. But the thing about the Italy ban here is that on 6.21, there's actually a massive amount of nerfs on Italy. On the 6.21 patch, so I wonder, is there a need for an Italy ban on this game? We'll see. Italy has been a strong jungler, but right now in the meta 6.22, I cannot see her that much. Maybe because of everyone spamming assassins on 6.22.
Yeah.
We'll see. All up hails from the League of Legends World Championships once again. So, with this, a lot of engage has been removed. The combo of an Olaf, Oriana has been removed against China. They prioritizing picking an Elise. Normally, I'd see Karma, this one, or they
Yeah.
prioritize picking up a Victor, especially now that Syndra has been removed, and Anami. So, the style for these two teams, observing their champion rotations or champion pick rotations, they don't want to reveal that much. Picking
Yeah.
up support, picking up standards junglers. So they're even going to Indonesia, the Indonesia team, UPH, won't even give any info for their bottom lane. They're just going to mirror. You're picking up Annelise, we're gonna pick a Rek'Sai. So
Yeah.
not much info has been given on this one, but they have to pick 2 champions right now. Nami has been revealed. They're gonna pick up a LICC. They want to go toe to toe with the early game presence
Yep.
of an Elise. No, I still like the Rek'Sai pick because Rek'Sai scales really well in the late game. Now this time we have a Karma. So I was expecting first pick Karma, but they picked that up on the second pick. So a lot of engage has been given here. That Karma, if that gets paired with the Rise, it's gonna be a Karma support.
Yeah.
Because I'm not seeing really any Rise top lane right now in the meta, especially with the update of him on the Realm Warp. And yes, we have a Rise. And
Yeah.
you have to observe, Rise has
And-
been picked in
Uh-huh.
Worlds 2.
Yeah, of course. And instead of picking up the Karma, they go instead and prioritize the Jin.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, of course, they're hovering the Ashe.
I'd say these 2 picks, Rise and Jin. You would want to pick up Karma. Karma still really fits well on a lot of compositions. But the thing here is that I'm guessing, a good guess here is that the Jin and the Rise are priority picks. So it's better if you secure this one. I think it would be bad news for HKC if UPH would be able to pick up the Jin. In my opinion, for Worlds, Jin has a better presence compared to Ashe. Remember Bank's Jin. It's crazy mechanics over that Jin. And remember, whenever he pick up Ash, they lose that game, that match against between SKT and Samsung Galaxy. So still two meta ADCs. The answer to the Jin, the answer to the Rise would be the Ash, would be the Anivia. So you have a very nice long range initiate in the form of the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Plus pair that one with a very good control Anivia pick. Anivia is a good counter pick against the Rise.
Because I mean, as a bigger threat, Rise is the downside to him is he has to get really up close and personal
Yes.
for him to be able to lock you down. So definitely good.
Anivia skills will be
for
connected.
UPH, yeah.
Yes.
And on top of that, they have the Nami. So the positioning of that Rise is gonna be a bit more predictable.
Yeah.
Therefore, allowing easier bubbles.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
You could even sabotage that positioning.
yeah.
The immobility of a Rise by the crystallize of the Anivia.
Yeah.
It's really good. Pick.
Exactly. So you're able to limit his movement in those team fights. Meanwhile, here they are hovering over that Alistar, though. I imagine that Karma would have been a good pickup
Yeah.
for them, especially when their jungler is able to land those cocoons.
Yeah.
And they're able to respond very, very swiftly. But they go for the Alistar
Yes.
instead.
I agree with you. I would pick up a Karma because of the immobility of a Rise. You would really want to pick up a Karma for the chase against the Alistar. For the chase of the Karma. You would
Yeah.
want to pick the Karma mobility paired with the Rise so that you could easily chase down target. Especially that Anivia is immobile. I know that Rise Alistar has a good combo. The Headbutt Boom Rise combo. It works nice if you want to even pick up the mid lane. I'm guessing it would be optimal for sub 23, 33, sub 33
Yep.
to keep on visiting the mid lane just to sabotage this Anivia, because if this mid lane is not kept in check, it will go in favor of the Anivia.
Yeah.
But I'd still pick up the Karma for more utility because Alistar has a hit of a hit or miss. Go big or go home. That's the problem about the Alistar
Yeah,
pick.
it's the same with the Elise there. They have to make sure that they land those engages very perfectly
Yes.
for them to be able to force those fights. And at the same time, if they're going to engage with that Rise, he has to get really, really close. So they might have to instead rely on that Kennen for their
Yes.
early game. A bit shaky, but still quite strong. Meanwhile, it actually plays in their favor because Ash is very immobile. If they manage to come from behind, land that cocoon, and then the headbutt pulverize combo onto that Ash, he's gonna be a sitting
Yes.
duck and an easy kill. But yeah, if Nami though gets to land her bubble, if HKC is drops their guard, then
Yes.
that could also spell bad news for them because at the same time Jin is just as immobile
Yeah.
as the Ash.
Definitely.
So both of them have to keep their distances.
This is a very interesting drop. A lot of weaknesses has
Yeah.
been put in the table. But these are the best of their countries, of course. The best collegiate teams of their countries. These are champions per se that are fighting here in the LICC. LOL International Collegiate Championship 2016, and we are live here. Our stream link is esports.garena.ph/stream. Stream provided to you by Garena Esports Philippines. So to all of our viewers, why not take a screenshot? Why not share the stream link so that we can come
Yeah.
together and celebrate and witness crazy, amazing, and intense League of Legends action matches here. World class LICC.
Yes, definitely a lot of rising talent
Yeah.
actually. It's very good to watch these games because most of the future pro players that we're going to see on the international level might be coming from any of these teams.
Yeah.
So you have here the best from China, HKC, and the best from Indonesia, UPH there, coming together and duking it out here in Game
Yes.
3. So guys, give it up for the LOL International Collegiate Championship 2016. Again,
Yeah.
this is Game 3 for this evening. And we have two of the strongest teams
Yes.
here in Asia.
The two leagues
Yep.
being revealed into our screen, ladies and gentlemen, for the rundown. On the blue side, you have HKC. In the top lane, it's ATM on that cannon. In the jungle, see one on the list. In the mid lane, we have MLZ for the Rise, and the bottom two is gonna be Little Milk on the Jin ADC, and Sub 33 on that Alistar support.
And on the red side, we have here Tibolt on that Poppy top lane, Control on the Lee Sin jungle, Thompson on the Anivia mid lane, Vinsanity on that Ashe ADC, and Wolfie actually on that Nami support.
So if we have Wolf for SKT,
We have
for
Wolfie.
UPH, they have Wolfie. They have Wolfie. And you know, as you have mentioned earlier, that this is the young talents. These are
Yeah.
what could be potentially the next generation of professional gamers.
Yeah.
And you know, we have a little saying from our national hero here
Uh-huh.
in the Philippines, like the youth are the hope of our motherland. So
Yeah,
yes, so
definitely.
so it's like for these collegiate leagues, we really need to have more of this. I'm really very happy that we
Uh-huh.
have this LICC to cultivate more and more talents, especially the talents that hails from the schools.
Yeah, and it's not just that. It's exposing them to their international counterparts. That way, when they do rise up into the pro scene,
Yes.
they're not going to be as unfamiliar with how the different regions work. So hopefully in the coming years, we will have more regions joining us. Hopefully
Yes.
Americas,
And
Europe, and wherever
and
else.
imagine having like a generation of pro players who are like who doesn't drop school, who
Yeah,
are like college graduates.
yeah.
I mean, I don't want to insult or anything, but a lot of players, of course, it's the demand for the teams right now. Maybe it's because esports is just at its early age.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of players has to quit school, has to sacrifice school or their education just to take this career in esports.
Yeah.
But maybe in the near future, that sacrifice doesn't have to be made.
Yeah,
Right.
because of course, unlike traditional sports, most academic institutions don't know yet how to
Yes.
accommodate this new
To integrate.
sport.
Yes,
Yeah, to
integrate
integrate
the
it, to be able to support it. Meanwhile, here in the bot lane, they don't know as well because Vinsanity is now panicking. He
Nice
has Knight
sidestep.
onto him. He's running for his
Oh.
life, but that is going to be a slow but definite
blood.
kill there. First blood goes to Juan.
Nice rotation coming in from Juan. Juan.
Good
Juan.
thing this Juan is not lazy.
Juan of China. Which is just fun. So, right now, if you look into the itemizations, you can see, let's discuss the matchup. So, hold that thought.
Yeah, hold that thought because
Ooh!
down here Control is losing control. He does
Wow.
have both of those buffs, but is forced to go over that wall to safety. Thompson, of course, keeping him safe. And that was a little too close for comfort. He did burn his flash.
MLZ with the quick flash just to go for the engage in the top lane. Almost. Not risking the dive. ATM tries to put the cash in onto T-Bolt. You know, all lanes from the bottom lane to the mid lane, now the
Yeah.
top lane. They know when to go for the action.
Yeah, there's simultaneous chaos all over the map there, and definitely that must have been planned out
Yep.
because that does keep your top laner from responding, keeps the other lanes from responding, so that you can at least get a kill in either one of those lanes.
Yes.
Although again, there for UPH must have been quite the mistake because they were very overextended, and again, we already touched on this.
Yes.
When you're an Ashe or a Jhin, you might want to keep your distance.
Yeah, maximize your range.
Yeah,
You're
especially
right,
when the junglers are Elise and Elisen, both very intense early pressure.
Yes. Discussing the top lane matchup, this is the inherent weakness of a Poppy.
Uh-huh.
It's very awkward to take matchups against ranked champions.
Uh-huh.
That's why I recall the win by Pawn. One good counter against the Poppy would be a Jace,
Uh-huh.
but you wouldn't go melee form. You will not go melee form.
Yeah.
You just stick to the range form, and that's what happened during the match between Pawn and I think that's Duke in the top lane. The only win done by RNG on the semifinals against SKT. Now in the bottom lane.
Oh, that was kind of
Wow.
awkward there in the bot lane. Wolsey doing his best to go and join his
Teleport.
ADC Vinsanity.
Blade.
Does manage to get back into the backline safe and sound using his heal though. And we have both summoners down for this bot lane of UPH. And the teleport does get the used there.
There's also a little bit of action done in the mid lane. Going to this bottom lane, it's a really nice headbutt done by Sub33. Just to
Uh-huh.
close the gap, and he managed to land a two-man pull price.
Uh-huh.
A two-man pull price over the bottom duo of UPH.
Ooh, bubble catching, little milk there. He's in trouble, quite low, doesn't have his support nearby. Now he is. And
Oh,
he
this is so
managed
bad.
to re-engage there onto
There we go.
Vinsanity. Vinsanity
Port
locked
bullet.
down, knock up, and the kill goes to Sub 33.
She's not enough. Little thing. Or did Little Milk miss his port bullet? I guess he missed his port bullet because it was the passive that killed the Ashe.
Yeah,
Let's see
but-
though. But again, that two-man pulverize by Alistar and also the positioning of Vinsanity. It's kind of a Yeah, Vinsanity, it's kind of questionable.
Yeah.
As much as possible, as you mentioned, as you keep on saying earlier in the game, maximize your range.
Yeah.
Keep your distance. If you're a Jhin, if you're an Ash, keep your distance. And between the two, it is Ash that is not following that rule.
Yeah, well, my guess is they thought they were safe. They don't have vision on that river where Sub 33 actually came from. So took them by surprise because Little Milk was really, really low. So they probably felt that there wasn't any imminent danger. But again, they were proven wrong and just losing another kill
Yes.
to HK.
And, you know, in this game also, this LICC, we are very familiar with the early game presence of a LICC.
Yeah.
And such presence doesn't manifest yet. 7 minutes into the game, it was actually Elise who's more proactive, making those invades,
Yeah.
making those attempted ganks, and actually managed to get the first blood in this game. And now into the bottom lane, see the rather in the mid lane for the item check, both prompted of picking up the tier of the goddess. So gonna see more and more passive mid lane, kind of a spam,
Yeah.
just a shove. But look at that, the power of a range
no,
champion
we
against
have
Poppy.
Bold in trouble. They're forced to back away onto the stage of the turret. ATM enjoying the advantage that he has in this matchup in the top lane.
Yes, and
He
that's the
has
problem.
quite the lead, actually.
I'm asking, where's the Lee Sin? The Lee Sin's presence,
Yeah.
right? I mean, one lane has to be influenced by this Lee Sin. Whether it is the top lane, whether it is the bottom lane, something has to be done. Curtain call.
Yeah, curtain call here in the bot lane. They have managed to lock down Insanity, follow up Cocoon, and that's an easy kill for Little
There's the
Milk.
combo.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, Bold has definitely gone down. A death that was long time in the making. Meanwhile, Wolfie doing his best to run around and avoid any of their damage. But of course, HKC here doesn't have to try hard to juggle any of that. Meanwhile, in the top lane, ATM manages to make the mistake of staying a little too close. Wall keeps him from running away and just goes down.
So
That
both
was
edge of the
sad.
map, we have a 4-for-1 exchange. This is very awkward for the Indonesian team. It's like a blood bot being initiated here by the Chinese team.
Yeah, and it's definitely
HKC.
looking bad. 6-1. HKC is ahead in 3K gold, and now they're comfortably going for the Dragon. This mountain.
Yeah. Normally, this mountain Drake, especially because it is the tankiest dragon, dragon with the highest defense and I guess his health. Normally, he doesn't take that early. He doesn't take that hit early. But if you have this kind of advantage, take what you do.
Yeah, but looks like UPH might force a fight here. Instead, they force a flash out of that pit. They have definitely lost that one.
Yes, the mountain Drake in the hands now of the China's team. But it is in the bottom lane, another pickup, and oh my god, not even making sure.
Yes, there you go again in the bot lane because they did not have the necessary vision.
Yeah.
They have been caught by surprise again, and Wolfie goes down. Insanity looks very, very pitiful, just staying under his turret. And manages to lose his support. Meanwhile, we had control in the vicinity, but
In the vicinity, he's actually taking the red side, or rather the red buff. Did he?
no, not yet. I think,
He's gonna scout Elise. Something has to be done. Something has to be done by control.
yeah.
Because, you know, this game is
he
out
has
of
to
his
gain
control.
control, not
Yeah.
lose it.
He's gonna put wards though on the right side buff. Let's see if he's gonna do any play
Yeah,
or
that's
pick up against
definitely an
this.
improvement compared to their early game vision. The warding wasn't too good, and that allowed a lot of nemesis to be farmed by HKC in the bot lane. And now, still 3K ahead, 6 kills ahead, and Control trying to step up, but not as much as Juan has.
7-1 into our scoreboard. A 5k gold lead. You know, pre-10 minute. Pre-10 minutes. So, it's like this game is heavily led by HKC. What can UPH do? So, let's count the variables. Insanity has a very nice initiative. They have to stop. They have to stop dying in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
First, take control of the vision, but wait.
Oh, but hold on, we have here Control
Control.
being caught out by 3 people from the side of HKC. Thompson does
Oh!
his best to provide the necessary support to keep them
Nice
at bay, but
cocoon.
no, he has to flash out because with 4 people there, that could be another suicidal attempt. And again, you are right, they have to stay alive, but it's not just for the bottom lane, Control as well
Control
has
as
to
well.
be more vigilant.
Yeah, it's actually just Thompson who's being, being careful with his life. He's trying to orb walk, tries to survive this bottom lane, rather this mid lane. Let's see.
We have Wolfie there with a tidal wave to try and keep them away, but now
Boom.
Thompson has been caught out with the cocoon as well. We have the Enchanted Crystal Arrow onto 3 people, but with not a lot of follow-up damage in that area, all of that is just going to go to waste. I feel like UPH was just being very desperate here, trying to shake them off, but HKC knew they could push for this.
Chinese team, ladies and gentlemen. Now, well, they still have that 5k gold lead, but you know, 12 minutes into the game, that's still high. They managed to rack that up in the 10-minute mark. They've been making picks, not by assassination, but by just being in front of UPH.
Yeah.
Anivia walk in range of Rise. That should never happen. That should never happen. You should never receive the rune freeze on unless a Rise flash onto you.
Yeah. Well, again, very poor warding overall by UPH. As you can see, it's very easy for HKC to just go around them, close the gap, take advantage of the fog of war because exactly of the lack of vision. It shouldn't be easy for MLG to just walk up and take you by surprise.
Yep.
I mean, you have the disengage there, and you have, of course, the challenge to keep them at bay as much as possible. But again, when you have key players getting caught out because they had no idea that the enemy was around them, that's just unforgivable.
3 Ruby Crystal item built in the hands of HKC. They are even building this on a methodical manner. Like, at least right now, he prioritized building taking that Ruby Crystal instead of the Amplified Loop. And it's HKC. It's a matter of not doing any mistakes now for HKC. They could have this game.
Yeah,
in the bag.
I mean, they're slowly choking out the map anyway. They have 3 people or 4 people here on the red side of UPH comfortably just sitting there. All those wards and Control just doing his best here to spot some of them out, deny them a bit of vision.
Yes. One thing they could do, I mean by the book, is in control of the vision, take out someone alone.
Yeah.
Make a peek.
Yeah,
but right now,
Insanity there does have again his arrow. They just have to be the primary aggressors. Do not use the Enchanted Crystal Arrow defensively because that isn't what it's supposed to be for anyway.
And even if they are not the primary aggressor, even if the one to initiate is HKC, as long as it is not a tower dive.
Yeah.
As long as it is not a tower dive, they could win that.
Yeah.
They could take a 5v5 team fight. So for UPH, what they need to do is avoid HKC. It's very hard to win this game right now.
Yeah, you know, there's 7k gold lead. Dragon's almost up in 30 seconds. We have most of the outer turrets that actually all of the outer turrets down for the side of UPH. And HKC isn't even bothering to head home and get more items. They're just continuing to push and pressure all of the lanes.
Oh my god, so I think they're trying to make a setup here, especially when you're this far back. That simply means you have very low vision on your blue side jungle.
Yeah, we can see there it's all blue wards there. So that's going to be very risky for UPH. They will want to contest this because the gap between the 2 teams is definitely getting bigger and bigger. And UPH does not want to give this up, but at the same time they have to defend their lane.
Yes.
And it looks like they're going to take this trade-off. They are just going to try and farm on their lane and give up this dragon.
Take what they can.
Yeah.
At the very least, Poppy has a little bit of an tankiness, but you know, that's an ocean break. So that allows HKC to just camp and, you know, engage, fall back, re-engage, make those pokes. Though they doesn't have poke really. But at the very least, they have the staying power.
Yeah, they can, again, continue to just pressure the lanes like what they were doing earlier. They're not being pressured to stay back. And again, with Vinsanity, they're doing really bad. He doesn't have any useful damage items just yet. Meanwhile, Little Milk is starting to get more emboldened, even using that curtain call on his own, trying to assassinate, or trying to go for a 1v1 there in the bot lane against Vinsanity. So we can see how comfortable HKC is given this situation.
Look at that, ATM is even using... He's just really choking out T-Bone. He's using the Proto Belt just to shove, just to clear the waves. just to deal
Yeah.
damage against a Poppy. It's kind of ridiculous actually.
Ooh, Tibble here doesn't have vision, finally puts them down. And now in the mid lane here, we have Sub-30 here going for a fight there.
They can,
Ooh.
yeah,
Yeah, as
they
soon as they saw the 3 people, they just decided, alright, you know.
by the book, it
fine.
actually is a good place to initiate with a tidal wave.
Uh-huh.
But if they choke in that brush, that could be a
That's-
3-man pulverize
Yeah,
combo from the
actually,
Alistar.
that's true.
Especially that they have no control of the vision. Look at that ward. Look at that brush.
Uh-huh.
The ward was not removed.
Yeah.
The ward was not removed. They have to take control of that vision. They have to take control of the brush. Right now, I could imagine the vision in the mid lane inner turret of UPH. They couldn't even turn left or turn right. So
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, the play here is for UPH to be safe, just try to farm up, store up enough resources to get back. But even they're getting starved out, they're losing all of their jungle camps. Cocoon Fist there in the top lane on this gold, but he's gonna be trapped. There are 3 people.
Pop.
Again, even under the turret, he's just gonna go down.
Poppy, man.
Easy take for them. Curtain Call gonna be used here to spot out Thompson, but doesn't manage to take anyone out just yet. We have Wolfie taking a hit there as well.
Oh!
And the wall to actually separate
Nice
Little
kill.
Milk there. That was really good. They do manage to kick him back
No
onto
damage.
their team, but again, they're lacking the necessary damage here. Egg form of Anivia is going to be activated, but still, Thompson goes down with that much of a deficit, even though that was actually quite a good play for UCA.
Yeah.
Sadly, it will not go in their favor.
It's actually well executed, but that's a team fight, and they cannot. They have a very low chance of winning team fights,
Yeah, and
even if they manage to pick up the G.
At almost 20 minutes here, we have a 10k gold lead by HKC. So it's at this point when you can already afford making bad mistakes if you're the leading team. You can go for a very risky play.
Yeah.
You can push for
Yeah.
more than you should because you have the allowance to do it. Here, Insanity is getting caught out, trying to get out this pink ward. But no, he's just going to go down because HKC was, again, just doing these risky things things that are considered unwise normally, but for them, it's...
Actually, that brush setup on the Ashe, you could actually initiate with an Elise rappel, then transform into an Elise, then Cocoon. No need for a Rise to flash. But there's a lot of time. There's a lot of time that you can shoot or just to lock down the Ashe. There's a chance that
and
Ashe
here
could
the bot
flash.
lane, ATM there, being caught out by UPH. It's things like this that they can take advantage of, though they have no idea that it's over the wall. We have Sub-33 there, standing by. He goes over for that 2-man knockup, and he goes down. Control is down for this fight. His ally, though, does manage to escape. That's, I guess, something to be relieved about.
Chinese team playing the Indonesian team, you know, just playing around them. It's like they have the whole Indonesian team in their hands. It's a matter of time, I'd say,
Yeah.
before this game close. It's very hard to come back to this kind of lead. Like very hard. It would take around three, I'd say, team fights
Yeah.
with matching Baron power picks.
Yeah.
Just to come back in this game.
I mean, I would say Thompson might have had a chance to do much better in his phase, but again, Control being very lackluster in that early game, not managing to be of much help to any of the laners, and of course the bot lane Insanity
Remember,
losing so many fights to the enemy team is really bad for them, and now we have them just ignoring all of this current aggro and taking out Insanity like it's nothing. And now they have 3 people here from UPH trying to defend, and they do back off because of that.
make that risky initiate, and look at that. Even after with that risky initiate, a lot of help has been removed from HKC on the mid lane against the Rise and even the Cannon, but Ocean Drake. So they can even stay. Nobody's even, well, at the very least, Cannon's gonna recall, so there's a signal to recall, but they could actually just stay. They could even stay and win and make a pick. And all of this just because of the mistakes that UPH has done whenever they go face to face with HKC, whenever a standoff happens.
Yeah, and that's it. This is a sad situation here because if they had actually vision around that dragon, they could have gone for this. It's about up in 5 seconds, and at the same time, they don't have the ward at Baron, so I guess instead of taking this dragon, HKC is gonna scout for Baron instead. But again, they're missing a lot of opportunities they could get back from because exactly that. They don't have vision, they don't know what HKC is going to do next. And all they can do is drag this game out, but at 12k gold lead, I have no idea how they're going to do that at this point to catch up.
But, so, I could even guess, even if HKC started the battle,
Yeah.
it's not enough. But let's see, HKC is actually taking their good time. They're not being complacent in this game.
Yeah.
So, they just repeat what they are doing. They just try to repeat what they are doing. Play it safe, wait for UPH to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And occasionally, maybe force some team fights when they can.
Yeah.
They actually have nice hits of initiate, like aside from the Alistar headbutt to Bryce, they also have the cannon, Protobelt, and Lightning Rush, and they also have the Realm.
And they have the cocoon.
Yep, the
from
cocoon.
Juan. So a lot of very deadly tools there for HKC. They definitely know how to use them. But they're being very methodical with this as well.
Yep.
So they're going for a 1-2-2 setup. They are pressuring down
Yes.
all of the lanes.
One, as you mentioned, methodical. One technique, because usually whenever you win a game, no matter how big of a lead you manage to secure, it's getting harder and harder to secure objectives because the map is getting smaller and smaller. And
yeah, but here in the mid lane, they do force a team fight. They decide, hey, let's leave our side lanes and just go for this one. Curtain Call does manage to lock down Wolfie there, and they do manage to get control really low as well. They might have overstayed or forced a bit on that kill, but Thompson is forced to use or to for his passive to proc there, and they haven't gotten any more kills. Sub 33 is scouting around in the back line, but instead they'll go for this turn first and then maybe go for a kill. They have the lockdown onto Thompson, they get the kill off of him, and now Tybalt coming in from the side might not be the best idea because he's getting quite low, and the shield from Control does keep him alive.
even the keepers really didn't connect onto anyone. He managed to hit one cannon minion and the minion.
And yeah, so HKC here being good.
Yeah. They could
winners,
actually,
actually.
after a recall, take a Baron.
Yeah.
Win this game, there's a flash in by ATM.
Oh!
That's one mistake to be punished.
Yeah, just as we said that, they're being wise despite the large advantage there. We have ATM going in for more
With
than
a
he
flash.
could have.
Yeah.
Flash and the Proto Belt, actually, so that left him with very little recourse to back away. So
ATM was expecting that he has enough burst damage.
yeah.
Actually, my guess is yes. Protobot is very strong.
Yeah, but
in
he
my
actually
opinion.
missed some of his.
Yeah.
He
I think he
went
misses
to the
Q.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, 72.
UPH gets their second kill.
Yes. And right now, for a win condition here by UPH, you could just send someone in top, ATM with the teleport up, and go for a Baron, or go for the bottom lane. There are so many choices for HKC. And if you look into the itemizations, the lead that they have a 2 full core item lead against the members of UPH.
Yeah, well, definitely UPH needs to secure this mid lane first. Maybe wait for that inhibitor at the same time, clear their own jungle. Those wolves are still open there. That's still a lot of gold that they need to be able to shore up the gap, because even HKC is managing to clear up their own jungle camps. They are not going to put any of this gold to waste, and they're denying a lot of vision here because they're setting up for Baron.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The vision is lost against UPH in the Baron, but they guessed right. Okay, the bottom lane.
Yeah, meanwhile, in the bottom lane here, indeed, they both have their teleports up for these top laners, so they're just gonna duke this out and try to force each other out of this lane.
Yes, the vision now. HKC knows they can easily take the Baron. It's not a walk in the park. So what they do is they try to gain vision, or rather own the vision here in the red side jungle of UPH, as Jin is pushing up top. So there's the pressure.
Yeah, they definitely knew that. They saw that UPH was denying taking out some of their own wards and putting down their own. So that's very, very smart actually on the side of HKC.
What I observed from the Chinese team, this is another 2-2-1.
Yeah.
This is another, so they like the 2-2-1 config. 2-2-1. Wait, hold on.
Oh, but now they have gone for the 4-1 here because they get another easy pickoff with Vinsanity just going down there really, really fast. And meanwhile, Meanwhile, ATM is in trouble here. To Bold feeling more bold than he usually is. Doesn't manage to bring ATM down really low,
Wow.
and he's in trouble actually. The minions are helping to Bold out. But at the same time, do you just want to go for the kill,
Yes.
or do you want to defend? You have to back up to your base at some point and work with that.
ATM just wants to both got in this
Yeah.
fight, so it's actually good. ATM doesn't even cast his last years from against Bolt. He's just really buying the enemy top laners and the main
Yeah.
tanker of UPH. That will drop them easy taking this Baron because the mid lane inhibitor is gone, the top lane inhibitor is also gone. And
Yeah.
I just observed their SOP. I'm just actually observing the Chinese team because this is like a game for them. Already the game for them. And observing the Chinese team, their SOP is whenever they make pings using the Alistar, it's automatic. Little Mid will cast his curtain call.
Definitely. Yeah, the follow-up is very
Yeah.
instantaneous. And at the same time, they do make sure that the other allies aren't there. They really know how to take advantage of the wards, make the most of what they've laid down, and play to their advantage. And even when they were already leading again earlier, they could have gotten Baron, but they knew their wards had been taken out on the red side jungle of UPH. They didn't have much vision there, and they didn't care to risk it. Instead, they went into there and pushed UPH out because they knew there could be a surprise attack coming against the team. So that's actually very wise decision making here from the side of HKC. They know they're not in a rush. They can take as much as they need here to slowly choke out UPH. That's exactly what they're doing.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as the final inhibitor is getting chopped here by HKC. We cannot expect any recall now. It's a matter of making that peak and finishing this game for the Chinese team.
Yeah, with that Baron buff, a GA onto MLB.
They could only wipe HKC if HKC goes for the dive. Ultimate though.
Nice attack Crystal Arrow onto Little Milk there, but a little too late. You might have needed that much earlier, and now Wolfie goes down. All of these ultimates are more than enough. They have 3 people down on the side of UPH. They cannot defend this any longer, and they're hacking away at the Nexus. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like this is it. The win for Game 3 goes to HKC
22
from China.
22 against 2.
Yeah, congratulations and GGWP.
And
Definitely.
21k gold lead.
Oh my gosh.
Big statement coming in from China.
Yeah. Well, definitely for their group, we did expect them to be one of the stronger teams. Even even in Worlds, they've performed quite well. In the pro scene, China is one of those powerhouse regions, so you can't expect anything less from their collegiate team. And definitely good job as well to the other team for doing their best, scraping away at what they could. But at the end of the day, when you have such methodical and clean gameplay from the start to finish.
It was a clean gameplay, and what I like about the Chinese team, they have a relatively low number of complacency at this stage. They just do what it's like. They practice a lot, and what they practice, they just bring it on the table against. Fortunately, it was the Indonesian team that have to eat whatever served to them. And you know, the only mistake I saw from HKC was about ATM flashing, but it's actually doesn't really matter.
It was more him getting too overconfident, but at the end of the day, their team really knew what they set out to do, and they did just that. So mad props to them. Congratulations for such a strong start.
Yes, and maybe that's one thing to hype up for these LICs. About the teams who took victory for this day one. You know, if Taiwan and China, followed up even Singapore. There are a lot of teams here. There are a lot of teams here in LICC that you would want to watch, especially on the other stream as well. So I think there we have it.
Yeah, guys, definitely these were the games for today, and we still have more coming up tomorrow. Definitely going to be stronger games, considering
we have more games actually tomorrow.
So tomorrow, definitely going to continue the group stages, and we are going to see the top 2 teams from each group.
It's a way of teams for saying hello and hi to each other and to the fans.
First impression.
First day.
And definitely these will have effects on the games tomorrow.
Yes. Actually, I'm looking forward for the games. I'm looking more to the games tomorrow because because the teams here in LICC, they have now an idea
Yeah.
when it comes to when the teams go serious mode
Yeah.
for this group stage. And actually, there's no team yet which is a threat of being removed from the group stage,
Yeah.
except maybe from the losing ones. But you have to take note that the top 2 teams will qualify, make it up for the group stage
Yeah.
for each group. So everyone still has a fighting chance. So everyone has to step up. They
Yeah.
will definitely step up, especially if they want to, they want to stick to the name of the champion and the representative of their own country, of their own school.
Yeah, so guys, definitely look forward to it tomorrow. We shall see the top 2 teams from each group advance onto the 3rd day. It is going to be the playoffs. After that,
Yes.
each a best of 3. So that's going to be quite exciting from best of 1s to best of 3s. But again, guys, come watch your favorite teams play it out tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the LOL International Collegiate Championship coverage of the Garena Esports Philippines, and we have been your shoutcasters for this match. I am Shifu with 1 for a 9, and of course, the lovely
Aika.
Aika, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, have a pleasant evening and have a happy weekend ahead of you. We'll see each other to witness amazing League of Legends action, and this is us now signing off. See you tomorrow, guys.
See you tomorrow.